What up, everybody? This is JP from Off the Ball Network, giving you a recap of Week 12 of the NFL regular season. It's coming close to an end and everything. Got a couple weeks left before we get into the hot and heavy NFL playoffs. I cannot wait for it. But before we get into the recap, make sure you subscribe down below to Off the Ball Network for all your sports needs. And also check out offtheballnetwork.com. We got articles, podcasts, everything you need on offtheballnetwork.com. We got it for you. Shout out to the guys from Off the Ball Network doing their thing and keep doing their thing and keep grinding. We're hot and heavy into the college basketball season, the NBA season. College football is still around. I mean, definitely check us out. We're the best full-letter sports network company in the world, in my opinion. And also follow us on our social media platforms, Off the Ball Network on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook too as well. Let's go ahead and get into the Thanksgiving games, and I hope everyone had a really nice Thanksgiving weekend where we saw the Bears versus Lions. That was the very first game. The Lions are one of those teams that will keep fighting, just keep fighting. They never have any quit in them. Dan Campbell showing them guys to just keep playing and keep going out like this. And they played really well. They played really well. They had the lead. And then Santos hit a game-winning field goal for the Bears to have the Lions still losing the game 16-4, and that was a really heartbreaker though. Matt Nagy still has a job in Chicago. He's probably going to end up getting fired or get rid of after the season, so he got his job saved once and for all. Andy Dalton, 24 out of 39, 317 yards, 1 touchdown. Swift had himself a really nice game from the Lions, but man, they just can't win. They just can't win. They might go, they might not win a game this year, the rest of the year. So we just have to wait and see. Maybe they might pull one out. Then we saw the Raiders versus the Cowboys that went into an OT game. Dak Prescott, not playing without Amari Cooper and also CD Lamb too as well. So I mean, he's already kind of like got to depend on Ezekiel and Tony Pollard, but Ezekiel's kind of banged up too as well. We saw that. The Raiders wanted it more, 36-33, on the field goal after the penalty. Anthony Brown, that name, it sounds so familiar because he's the guy that got 4 pass interferences called on him. I mean, if you can't really guard your guy, why are you out there? Like, you are playing cornerback. You got 4 pass interference called on you. Come on, man. You think you're trying to be Trevon Diggs out there like your teammate. No. You're not Trevon Diggs, man. No. But it was just a lot of calls on the Cowboys, and gave the Raiders an advantage too as well. Dak Prescott, 375 yards, 2 touchdowns, going 32 out of 47. Jacobs with 87 yards, 1 touchdown. The player of the game is Hunter Renfrew. I mean, he played like freaking Jerry Rice and Randy Moss out there. 8 receptions, 134 yards. And then you saw the fight at the end too as well. One of the players got suspended for the fight. I mean, Cowboys, they're 7-4, kind of slipping. Haven't been playing really well the past couple of weeks though. Raiders are 6-5. We know who the Raiders are now after, they started off hot and then all the distraction and trouble coming in. And yeah, so then we got the Bills versus the Saints. And the Saints, should have had like another quarterback. They should have had Cam Newton, but, I'm glad they probably didn't get Cam because Cam played awful. And we'll get to him in just a bit though. But 31-6, the Josh Allen, 260 yards, 4 touchdowns, 23 out of 28. Stephon Diggs, 74 yards, 1 touchdown on 7 receptions. They pretty much just destroyed the Saints. The Saints couldn't really do anything offensively. I mean, they didn't have Michael Thomas. They didn't have Alvin Kamara. I mean, they really didn't have any pieces. So, I mean, it was just awful. Is Josh Allen an elite quarterback? No, he's not. He's not an elite quarterback. He's an elite talent, but he's not an elite quarterback. So there's a difference between elite quarterback and elite talent. So I'll just keep it there. And that's a discussion for another day. Then we have the Steelers versus the Bengals. Bengals with a nice win. Mixon, career high, 165 yards. 2 touchdowns, 28 carries. T. Higgins balled out, 114 yards, 6 receptions, 1 touchdown. Joe Burrow balled out too as well. It's just time for Big Ben to just retire because the way he looked out there, it's just like he's just not the same, man. He's really not the same. Is it time for Dwayne Haskins to step up and be the starting quarterback the rest of the year to figure out what they're going to do with Big Ben? I hope so, man. I really hope so. You know, they might have to do the same thing like they did with Eli by benching Eli for, you know, Daniel Jones, which was the right call now. So they have to do something with Big Ben. They really have to, man. It's just they're just not getting it, man. They really are just not getting it. Then we have the Buccaneers versus the Colts, which is probably like the game to watch because Jonathan Taylor, you know, has been having an unbelievable season going up against Tom Brady and the Patriots. The Colts been playing unbelievable, not just because of Jonathan Taylor, but Carson Wentz playing good. Michael Pittman Jr. playing really good too as well. Leonard Fournette scored 4 touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns, 100 yards, 17 carries. Wentz had 306 yards, 3 touchdowns, scored 27 out of 44. Gronkowski, 7 receptions, 123 yards. Man, yeah, Tom Brady, you know, came in and with a new info, came to Indianapolis and showed him who's boss. 38-31, the Buccaneers, 8-3 overall. Colts still got a chance. They're going to be a playoff team, though. I hope so. But yeah, it was yeah, pretty much the Bucs, pretty much. Even though the Colts scored 21 points in the second quarter, though. So then we have the Panthers versus the Dolphins. This Cam Newton played awful. I'm just gonna say that he got benched in the fourth quarter, well deserved too as well. The Dolphins defense is really good. They are really good, and they won their 4th straight game. Tua Tagovailoa played like freaking like unbelievable, like a Lamar Jackson that game right there. You know, and that's probably his highest completion, 27 out of 31. That is unbelievable. You making him look like an all-pro NFL quarterback right there. 230 yards, 1 touchdown. Gaskin, 49 yards, 2 touchdowns, 16 carries. Waddle, I've been really impressed with Waddle's performance so far in this season. 9 receptions, 137 yards, and 1 touchdown. I mean, Tua could not miss. He just could not miss. Cam just could not do anything. He really just couldn't do anything as he was just struggling. Like he had like 1 or 2 interceptions, only 92 yards. That it's time for him to sit. And it was kind of hard because, you know, you didn't have Christian McCaffrey, who you lost, you know, to an ankle injury, who's out for the season now. So it just says, you know, it gives hopes that the Panthers was going to make the playoffs. But when you got Christian McCaffrey out, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for the Panthers to make the playoffs. And then we have the Titans versus the Patriots. The Patriots coming in, winning 5 straight games. Matt Jones playing unbelievable. The defense playing unbelievable. Could they do the same thing against the Titans without a Derrick Henry, without A.J. Brown? And they did, 33-10. I mean, not 33-10, but 36-13. 310 yards, 2 touchdowns, 23 out of 32 for Matt Jones. Man, that defense played really well. They played really well. Like, they kind of shut the Titans out the first, third, and fourth quarter. They couldn't do anything, you know, except for the second quarter, too, though. Hillard from Tennessee, I give him a little love. After they released Adrian Peterson, you know, he got 12 carries, 131 yards, and a touchdown. But, yeah, the Patriots already, they're a playoff team. And they won their 6th straight game. So, congratulations to the Patriots. Then the Eagles versus the Giants. We kept talking about how good the Eagles are. They've been playing really good. They got smothered by the Giants' defense. 13-7 Giants. 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 19 out of 30 for Daniel Jones. Then we have the Falcons versus Jaguars. 21-14 Falcons. I don't want to talk much in that game other than Cordell Patterson with a nice cleat game right there. 16 carries, 108 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jets versus the Texans, 21-14 Jets. That's pretty much it right there. Chargers versus Broncos. Chargers still struggling. 28-13 Broncos here. Just a hobo with 28 out of 44, 303 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rams versus Packers. You think the Rams is going to be like the Super Bowl team coming off this bye week? You should have Von Miller like involved, and you know he should be ready for the defense package. Odell should be ready for the offensive package. Going against the Green Bay Packers, who lost to the Vikings last week, and pretty much was 36-28 Packers. Even with the toe injury, it could not stop Aaron Rodgers. He's a bad man. 28 out of 45, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns. I love A.J. Dillon for the Packers. That Packers defense played really well. Devontae Adams, 8 receptions, 104 yards. I still don't understand why in the world would you let Jalen Ramsey guard another receiver on one of the plays and then let Devontae Adams, take advantage of it. You just can't do that. Sean McVay is smarter than what he thinks. Like, man, he just, Matt Stafford struggled. He was in that MVP conversation, but it's looking a little shaky the way he's been playing the past couple weeks, though. So, yeah, they're 7-4 overall, 9-3 overall for the Packers. Then we have the Vikings versus 49ers. 49ers, basically, Deebo Samuel took everybody's gold chain away, hit everybody with bricks in revenge for Craig. 34-26. Mitchell played really well, 27 carries, 133 yards, 1 touchdown. Browns versus the Ravens. The Ravens' worst game yet. Lamar Jackson's worst game yet. 4 interceptions. That was just unbelievable. But he had a nice go-ahead touchdown pass that sealed the game for the Ravens to Mark Andrews. And Baker's still struggling, even though he's banged up and everything. But it's so bad when you only score 3 points and don't take advantage of it after the defense gave you 4 interceptions on the Browns end. That's awful. That is awful. That is awful. Is some of it player calling? Of course, it's play calling. Even though Stefanski is a good coach, but I don't know, man. I really just don't know, man. I just don't understand how in the world you got 4 interceptions from your defense and you only score 3 points. That's just god awful. Just god awful on Baker's part. God awful. Even though it's not his fault, there's other things too. The offensive line is banged up. He don't really have, his all pro guards. They just didn't play well. They just pretty much destroy them on that front line. But yeah, the Ravens picked the victory 16-10. Oh wow, just wow. Then the Seahawks versus the football team. The football team 17-15. Ty Heineke looked really good. And the defense too as well. They are the 7th seed in the NFC. Congratulations to the football team playing really well. The Seahawks, oh my goodness gracious. I feel so much for Russell Wilson. I mean, it just looked like he's just miserable. It just couldn't get anything done. Pete Carroll got to go. He got to go retire. He got to retire. He got to do something because if he keeps coaching the Seahawks, they ain't going to do anything further. I'm sorry to say that. Russell needs a new fresh start somewhere else, man. He needs a complete team around so that he can go back to the Super Bowl and everything. I mean, I feel bad for Russ. Russ, you don't want to waste a prime like Russ. So, man, I just feel bad for him, though. But 15-17, the final score for the football team. Comment down below. Tell me who your biggest loser, your biggest winner, the game that surprised you the most, your favorite game, anything on NFL, just comment down below. Also, subscribe to Off the Ball Network for all your sports needs. Click the notification bell. You will know when our next upload is. Like this video at the end. Follow us on our social media platforms. And check us out on offtheballnetwork.com. Everything's right there. I'm JP, and we're out of here. Peace.